Deep within the fringes of static space, there resides an astronaut, a traveler that is dedicated to the discovery of teleporter space cannon technology, to go where no space traveler has dared or imagined to go before, on the outskirts of his self constructed lab of interplanetary cannon technology. It is here where new ideas are formed and new discoveries are made via the use of glitches to further space exploration without the use of starships. These fringes of space are considered Area 61, a classified area of space travel lore to explore in ways that rival your own imagination. These discoveries and abilities made possible by No Man's Sky Voyagers update and the sheer tenacity of Ray Austin 24/7.
Okay, this is with 22. And so because I've got an even number, I'm going to step in this one because I want it to shoot me north. At the top of my screen where the sentinel thing is at is pointing north. So it should shoot us out. Out. It shouldn't shoot us backwards. It should shoot us going this way. The way that I'm running. So let me step into it, and then we're going to pull our freighter out there and try to prove it as to where it shot us. And so that is the planet right there. And you can see my starship about 255 KS. And so that's really not too far, but you got to realize that's 22. But the thing is, the more you tack on there, it'll shoot you further and further out. How far are we from? Because in most instances, 22 is going to be more than enough to shoot you. Because right here, space station is about 1,059 KS. So if you get going, once if you jetpack, you could jetpack over there probably about 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. It's about 1,000 seconds, maybe 1,060 seconds, maybe a little bit longer than that because you're going, if you're depleted on, so you'll need to up your hazard protection and all that. But typically, if I get going, I'll show you. Once I get going, of course, my character is ramped up. So if you're playing a challenge or something, you're not gonna have all the upgrades that I've got. And so once I get going, that 1,000, you'll see it. It'll start dropping 1 KS per second. It's almost there now. And so what this opens up new ways to play. You can basically have a challenge to where you can shoot yourself off of a planet, say a no starter ship challenge. You can't use any ships on your starting planet, and you've basically got a way to shoot yourself into space. You can mine asteroids now. It's kind of funky, but you can actually mine asteroids now. The problem is that if you're just in a spacesuit, there aren't any really good materials. It's just going to give you tritium, gold, or something, so there's really not. But it just goes to show you the power of doing this. So what I want to do is I want to verify that it shot me the right way. I'm pretty sure it did because that planet is right there. But let's see if we can. Yeah, it won't let me call in my freighter for some reason. We'll try to call it in. Standing on top of our Corvette, see if we can't call our freighter in. Yeah, that's weird that it won't let me you mean I can't warp my freighter here? Why not? Yeah, so I don't know, that might be a bug. Yeah, because I would think I could call my freighter in here. I don't know why it ain't letting me. So I may have to leave that there and we'll jetpack over there to make sure that it shot us the right direction. I'm pretty sure it did, but we got to verify it. And so the con is that you never know how far you are away from another planet. So, you know, if you're shooting yourself to a planet, there's no bases or nothing on there, it's not going to tell you how far it is. So just plan on, I would say, usually, you know, me doing this, usually 20, 30 minutes of just constant jetpacking to go to a planet. And so it's kind of tedious, but, you know, the immersion is just like, because, I mean, you know, you can just sit up here and look out at space, and, you know, it's very quiet and tranquil. And then you can fly through asteroid fields, jetpack through asteroid field. I don't know of any space game that you can do that. Maybe Space Engineers kind of has the ability to do that. But I haven't played Space Engineers yet. I've watched some other content creators play it, but so about another 2 minutes or close to it. And just realize that my suit is well protected. I mean, you know, the health on there is draining very slowly. But if you're playing a challenge where your suit isn't, you know, you're going to be upgrading, you're going to be updating. So you want to make sure you got plenty of hazard protection, because it will kill you. I mean, I've jetpacked a long ways, and I was down to like my last 8 batteries. So there are some systems that seem to be worse than others, so plan accordingly. And in case you're wondering, my jetpack has got an upgrade to it. That's why it's doing weird stuff. It's a pyrotechnic jetpack. Reach the atmosphere. So if I'm right, we should come up on the very edge of that platform. To prove that it shot us the right way. Yep, it shot us the right way. Obviously, I'm not coming in very straight to it, but it shot us the right way. Because otherwise, I would have came up to the save beacon right there. I would have came up to the save beacon first if it had shot me backwards. So what I can now do is I can step through the front of it and see if that shoots me backwards or see if it shoots me forwards. And then we'll know that no matter, you know, if it shoots me forwards, if I step through the front of it, provided it isn't broken, if I step through the front of it and it shoots me forward, then I'll know that as long as it's even, it's going to shoot you in that direction. So we'll step through the front of it and see what happens. So my ship is right there, 638 KS. Yeah, so see, it shot me backwards. Yeah, because you can see the planetary base is closer, 381 ks. My starship is 638 ks. So that's the key for direction. If you've got an even number of teleporters, you want to step into the bigger one. If you've got an odd number of teleporters, you want to step into the front one, the smaller teleporters. So that is the key thing for direction. And then the number of teleporters, along with the size and the distance between them, essentially tells you how potentially far. But there's no, you're not going to pinpoint it. It's very difficult to pinpoint it. I mean, I've shot myself literally through an entire planet and on the other side. So, you got to understand the logistics of it are crazy. But the idea is to just get as close as you can, and then now that you can jetpack, you can just jetpack your way, it's essentially, the reason why I developed this was to do these challenges where you don't have any ship at your disposal, and you can do like a custom Corvette challenge where, especially now with the potential, maybe in the not too distant future, where you can mine parts out in space. So the Rocket Man challenge and all these other challenges, there should be quite a few more challenges coming out. I've got a few in development, but there's a few things that I've got to suggest to Hello Games to be able to do it, because right now it's just you're not able to do it. But anyways, thanks for watching, and if you got any questions or whatever you want me to do, and if I have somebody that comments and wants to know, if you look back at my other sequel, because this will probably be 17, 18, whatever part it'll be, to show you that that I'm updating it and giving more pointers. But if you go back to those other parts, I explain in pretty extensive detail how to do it. And glitch building is, it's not that hard. It doesn't require a mod. I'm not using any mods. I'm on Xbox One. And so, if I can do it on Xbox One, you should be able to do it on pretty much any platform, except maybe Switch. I don't know if you'd be able to do it on Switch, but anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope you gleaned something out of this. And if you did, please consider subscribing and check that thumbs up button. That's going to help get this out to more people to see my channel. Currently, there's probably a handful of people that care about what I'm doing on this channel. So whatever you could do to spread the word, if you've watched this far, I appreciate it. Stay tuned, because interesting things are always happening. I'm always thinking up something, so you never know. Anyways, this is Ray Austin, 24/7, out.
I think we are closer to the beginning rather than the end.